Hey, it's Nerve, back again with the MMA 1901 from Outland equipment, doing a proper review, not just a tabletop this time. So when I received it in the mail, it came with a nice carrying case. It's like a nylon with a soft inside, and it has straps to hold it in place in the thing. I didn't bring it with me, I forgot, sorry about that. It also comes with this option. You can get a full sheath for it. I just got a blade guard, and the blade guard has two snaps on it, and it catches right here, so kind of goes in on a hinge, which is really nice so it doesn't fall off. It's I believe it's Kydex. I'm not 100%, but I think it's Kydex. So anyways, that's the blade guard. And then on the axe itself, it's the multi-mission axe. You have the hammer, which is modular, so it will come off and you can put other tools on there, such as spikes and whatnot. Right now, this is all that they have, just the hammerhead as far as I know. The axe is made out of S7 steel, so it's very, very tough. S7 is like jackhammer bit steel, so it's extremely tough stuff. It does rust a little bit if you let it. I haven't had any rust problems so far with this. It has a coating on it. I believe it's a Cerakote. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that it is. It's got a small unsharpened beard right there. Not sharp at all, but easily sharpenable if you wanted it to be. Comes with this hole. Not sure what the hole's for, however, I suppose you could use it as a bow drill divot or to take the ends out of a bullet if you needed to. Also comes with the wrench there, and also on the other side where you have the pry bar as well, and also a strap cutter / cord cutter or whatever else that is small. I've actually opened plastic packages with it. That worked quite well actually. Then you have two lanyard holes down there, and I suppose you could also use these if you really wanted to as lanyard holes. And there's 5 of them. Oh no, that's actually not a hole. So you have 4 holes along the handle. The actual handle material itself is G10 material, which is, I've had G10 before, and I haven't been a huge fan of it, but this is really nicely done. It's very smooth, it's very, very comfortable. You have a few handholds, so you can all the way down here if you want to chop, like get some power swings in. Then you have midway if you're just doing, say, light chopping. Then you have the close-up for doing really close-up fine work. If you're, say, doing a little bit of whittling, obviously it's quite heavy. It's almost 3 pounds. It's 47 ounces, so you wouldn't really want to whittle, but if this is all you had, it would work. Also, the I would call this the mid hand, and this is good for doing stuff such as like de-limbing, that sort of thing, just so you don't have it way back here swinging it, because you don't want to hurt yourself, obviously. As I said, it is quite heavy, so it could be easily let go of and you could hurt yourself. So first off, we're going to be checking out the wrench portion on this bolt down here. Now, I bought 4, and out of the 4 that I bought, it only fit 2. It fit a very large one, which I was having a lot of difficulty getting into the board, so I went to a smaller one, and it does work quite well. And you can see, as long as you can get it on there, that it actually does work. It's a 3-pound wrench, obviously, so it's not optimal. If you have proper tool, then obviously you want to use proper tool for a proper job. But I mean, once again, if it's what you got on hand, it works. Also, you could use even these. I think you could probably use for, say, an oxygen tank, and if not this part, you certainly could. And also down here you most likely could as well. Now, I don't think this portion at the bottom actually fit. Oh no, I was wrong. It fits just as easy, and that works just as well. Actually, it might be even a little bit easier than the head portion. Now, this is, it wouldn't be something that you would use if you were, I don't know, building something by yourself. But if you come across something that needs to be tightened for some reason, if you have found yourself in a bad situation and you're in an abandoned building or something of the sort, and you had something like this and it was coming apart, you could easily fix that, tighten it up. Now, next we're going to be doing nails with the hammer portion. And so these are just regular roofing nails, nothing special. And I'm going to hold it just up or just below the mid portion where the mid grip is. And yeah, that obviously I don't recommend nailing wood on your lap, but I'm in a wheelchair, so I don't have much of a choice. There's nothing really around that I can just put it onto. So I'm going to be very careful while doing this, but it does work quite well. Get that off my leg so I don't hurt myself. Yeah, not an issue, very easy, and it did come out the bottom, so I'm very glad I moved it. So, okay, now we are going to do the prying portion, where we're just gonna get that nail out. So first, I'm gonna get it under there. That's dangerous. I am wearing glasses also because later on we will be taking apart a receiver just as a part of a man-made sort of material to show you. Now, that there is also, as you can see on the hammer, you have sort of like another pry sort of thing going on. Now, this would obviously be a heck of a lot easier for me if this was like a part of something that was anchored down. Unfortunately, that's not what I have available. So I'm going to try again this portion. See if I can get that. And that is in there pretty good. I am at the wrong angle to do this, unfortunately. So I don't think that's going to be coming out. Let me try with another nail. Get another nail in there. I'm not going to put it quite as far in, just so I have a bit of an easier time getting it out. Okay, let's try that again. So I can go from this side now and have much better. Or not. Yeah, it's not angled in, so I'm not having much luck getting it back out. Even that doesn't want to get it out. Okay, so enough of that. That's obviously not going to work. I need something that's actually anchored so I can use more prying force. But it obviously would work quite well if it was anchored. So next, we will be doing a little bit of delimbing. Just that was easy enough, obviously. Now, just to show you how sharp it was when it came, I mean, I have banged it up a little bit so it's not quite as sharp as it was, but it is still quite sharp. It's sharp enough to shave hair and cut paper easily. And sure you get the point. Haha, very funny point. It is very sharp, and it is a 1/4 inch thick, which I have other tomahawks, not axes, but tomahawks. I have an RMJ Shrike, which is 5/16 thick, whereas this is a 1/4 inch, as I said, and that should make it quite a bit more efficient at chopping and slicing, obviously. Not that you would do much slicing with an axe, but now I'm going to chop a little bit. Now this is very dry pine or spruce, not sure which one, but it is quite dry. So hopefully this doesn't just break on me. Oh no, it's not breaking. Now I'm not chopping as hard as I can, obviously, just because I don't want it to go flying through and hit the ground and the rocks. That would just not be good for the axe. But it does chop very well. That's that. So next portion that we're going to be doing going to be a little bit of coconut cutting. Now I know coconuts are obviously, they are not a great analog for a skull. However, if it came down to it, you did have to use this as a weapon. This is the best analog that I could find. Hopefully, if this channel becomes popular enough and I can get better analogs, but for right now, coconut is what we're working with. So, now I'm going to use the hammer portion first. So here's the hammer portion. I'm going to give it about a 30 to 40% power swing to see how it does. Now this coconut does have the outside on it, so it's going to be quite a bit tougher than just a regular coconut without the outside husk on it. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that did a fair bit, and I didn't even really hit it that hard. It hit it hard enough to get some juices out, some coconut milk. Now I'll hit it with the sharp side. Hopefully it doesn't go all the way through into the ground because I don't want to damage the blade, but here we go. Same 30 to 40%. Oh yeah, non-issue. That, I barely really hit it. So that works quite well. Oh, don't want to get crap everywhere. Now, if I actually, oh, you know what? I did not actually hit the coconut itself. I only got the husk. That would explain why it was so easy. So let's try that again. And 1, 1, 2, 3. That one, I did a little bit less swing that time, probably about 15%, just because it was so easy the first time that I didn't want it to go all the way through. It would easily go all the way through. That one did obviously get through the coconut, seeing as it's leaking coconut milk. Now, got coconut milk all over me now. So that being said, we're going to go over and we are going to do a little bit of more man-made stuff. I'm just going to get some coconut milk off there. Oh yeah, that's some coconut milk, all right. So if we just go over this way. Now, this is obviously particle board and plywood, that sort of thing. And so we're just going to give a few chops into this. Which is definitely looks like plywood. Oh yeah, that is nothing. Now, I am cutting against the grain, by the way. This is not with the grain, so it is quite a bit harder than it would be. But I'm just trying to give you an idea. I'd rather go too hard than too easy. Oops. But really, this would get through in no time. Not to mention, you could pry at this with no problem, seeing as it's S7 steel. And that has incredible lateral strength. Now, that's pretty much halfway through. And I'm not giving it full strength hits, obviously. I don't want to rebound or anything. So, I'd say that's pretty good for a few hits. And I suppose I should do it maybe this way as well, just to do it with the grain. Oops. It's on a weird angle there. Definitely making short work of that. I could pry that off fairly easy. Oops. Oh yeah, definitely getting pliable. So, in a few chops on the top, it got that far, and you obviously saw how far it got on the bottom there. So now, on to the good stuff. And that would be this old receiver. Now, before I do that, I'm going to check the blade. And definitely seems still very sharp, and there's no damage. I wasn't really expecting any. So now this has been unplugged for over 2 years, actually probably closer to 3 years. I would not do this to a receiver that was recently unplugged, just because they do retain electricity, and I obviously wouldn't want to electrocute myself, and I don't recommend anybody doing this, nor would I recommend using this as a weapon. It would be a last-ditch sort of thing, absolute emergency. But without further ado, I'm going to use the hammer portion at the beginning to get a few hits, and then I'm going to turn it around, and I'm going to use the blade portion to see how much damage it causes to the blade. Here we go. Ooh. So that's hit number 2. Not doing a heck of a lot to the actual steel. The coating is coming off a little tiny bit, but I mean, that's to be expected. It's actually holding up very well, considering it's hitting steel. And third hit. Okay, so now I'm going to turn her around, and I'm going to use the blade portion. Oh yeah, right through. Non-issue. I mean, obviously this would be a lot better suited for something like a door, like breaching, that sort of thing. Unfortunately, I don't have a door on hand to do it to. Now, that did cause a little bit of damage to the blade going through. Not a whole lot, just a few little dents. No chips, just a couple dents, that's about it. Whoa, right through. Oh yeah. Still looks about the same. Yeah, looks about the same. And obviously that is quite the hole there. And you have this little one. There's something heavy, not sure what that is, transistors, whatnot under there, so it didn't go quite as deep there, but where it's just kind of ventilation, just the vents of the receiver, it went right through, no issue at all. And it looks like the volume knob came off, so I'm going to hit her one more time this way. It's definitely dulled it. Sorry, a little bit shaky. Little bit of damage, but really, that'll take 2 seconds on a work sharp, or even a couple minutes on hand stones, and that'll be good as new. Barely any damage. Kind of what I expected for S7. Now, that just went through. Not sure exactly how thick that is. It is obviously sheet metal, but it's fairly thick. It's probably about 2 millimeters. So that's going to conclude the review. I do like it. It's obviously fairly large, and that's going to help with splitting logs. That's one thing that I didn't do, but I don't have any logs on hand. I will do that hopefully in a later video, just to show you after I've sharpened it back up a bit. Handle is incredibly comfortable. No hot spots, nothing like that. The material is it's grippy, but it's also smooth, which is kind of weird, I know. But until you get your hands on it, you won't really understand. Steel is great. Love S7. It's very tough stuff. And overall, what they're using for the hardware to put it on is just hex screws. So you could use an Allen key or hex bits or whatever to get that off. Overall, really like it, and I just like to put a thanks out to Chris Aston, I think his name is. I hope I'm pronouncing it right, but thank you very much. Like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below, and I'll see you next time. So I forgot part of the video. I forgot to do some digging with this, because this right here is multi-purpose and it could also be used as a shovel. So I'm going to be doing that and show you how efficient it is. Now this is very, very rocky dirt, so don't expect too much, but so here we go. It actually does work quite well. I'm not the most efficient digger in the world, given my angle, but as you can see, it really does work it works a lot better than I thought it would. Especially with such rocky soil. So, in just a few seconds, I dug probably about 5 inches into the ground there. It's obviously you could do a latrine or a fire pit or bury garbage if you wanted to.
Bodies.
I would not recommend burying bodies or garbage though. Don't do that. So yeah, like I said before, like, share, and subscribe. And knowledge is the best tool, but it's always good to have a backup. Have a good day.